Okie dokie. So in this lesson, this is the second part of lesson 21. We're going to be diving into the actual nitty-gritty of, using the string functions. So we were talking about the year and the month string functions and how they tie in to a SQL query. So to really illustrate this point, I want to show you exactly what these do. So I'm going to flip over to my Toad application for you guys so you can see what's going on. So I've done a select star from transactions. Okay, let me move this up so you guys can see this all in one nice little place. Select star from transactions, here they are. This is nothing elaborate. Obviously, you know exactly what select star from transactions means. Now, what if I do this? What if I say select year and give it a transaction date from transactions table? Okay, what happens if I run this statement? Interesting. So what has happened is it's selected the year from each of the dates inside of the transactions table. Okay, let me prove that to you. Let me say transaction ID as well as the year. So I'm selecting two things, the transaction ID and the year from the transaction date. Let me run that. So you can see transaction ID 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All of the years are the same. So now let me elaborate on that and say month and say transaction date. Then what happens? Interesting. Okay, so now we have 8, 9, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, etc. Okay, so now you can see the date is forming here based on the parts. So we're breaking it up into parts. So then I can say, day, I think, is the other one. So transaction type, and let me do a select there. Okay, it's not day. I threw myself for a loop here. I wasn't planning on showing you this part of it, but now I'm curious to see how I can extract the date itself. Let me think. Day of month, perhaps? No, that's not working either. Oh, that's why I put transaction type. My apologies. There we go. I'm just going to leave this in here, not even edit out this mistake, because it's always good to see how someone like myself, who claims to be a SQL expert, can still screw things up. So there we go. So now when I put it back to day, which was what I was doing initially, now it works. I was just doing it on transaction type, which obviously it can't extract the day from a transaction type, which is why you got null. So now you've learned something new. So there you go. So now you see the date is broken up into 3 different columns, 2014, 8 to 31. So this is August 31st, 2014. This is September 1st, 2014, August 21st, etc., etc. Okay? So I can actually break up the date based on each parts of the day, right? So, okay. Having said that, now look what I've done. Let me flip back to my presentation. And you can see here that I have done the year. So I've said year, month, and then 15. So you can see sort of what I've done. I'm grabbing the year, and I'm concatenating with a hyphen, and I'm concatenating it with the month, and I'm concatenating it with another hyphen, and then I'm concatenating it with the number 15. So what do you think is going to happen here? Well, let's go out and let's do the exact same thing. So let me say select concat, okay, all this stuff, and I'll just do that for now to show you exactly what happens. So when we concatenate them together, we get these strings. 2014, 831, 2014, 91. So you see how it mashed all of the different dates together, the different parts of the date together? That's what it's just done. But this is not in a proper format for MySQL to understand. We need to insert hyphens, okay? So that's why you saw me do comma, hyphen, comma month, comma, hyphen, comma day. Now when I do it like this is in a format that MySQL can understand. Okay, it understands these properly as dates. So this string, this concatenated string that we've just created, could be created as an actual date type, data type. Okay, instead of just being a string, it could be an actual date type, and then we can do things to it. But what I've done here is I did not include day transaction date. I changed this to be 15. So now when I run the select again, all of them are the 15th of their respective months. So this is August 15th, September 15th, and all the rest are August 15th. So now I've rolled the data up into being the same day of any given month, which is exactly what I was obviously trying to do. Okay, so let me flip back to my presentation. Oops, wrong presentation. Let me see. There we go. So now you can see why I've done that. So now I'm saying insert into transactions backup, select transaction ID, and then this whole thing, which will roll up whatever actual date it gets, it's going to roll it up into being the appropriate month on the 15th of that month, and then the amount, transaction type, and bank account ID. Okay, so now let me pull all this together for you, and let me go back to my SQL, and let me do exactly what I just showed you in the presentation. I'm going to create table, transactions backup, like transactions. Okay, so all I'm doing is I'm just reiterating everything that I've just taught you. So it's kind of an overview of everything that we've just learned. Okay, I'm going to run that, and there we go. It has created it. 0 rows affected. If I refresh over here, refresh, you'll see transactions backup was created, and sure enough, it has all the same columns as the transactions table. But if I say select star from transactions backup and run this, sorry, transactions backup, did I name that incorrectly? Transactions, yes, I named it transactions. Anyway, let me just copy paste that. So I typoed it, but in any case, you can see that this table exists, even though it's typoed. It has everything that you would expect to have it for it to have. Sorry, but there's nothing inside of it. So we need to populate it with data. So now we can say insert into that table, select something. Sorry, select, it just automatically populated that. Select something from transactions, because that's what we're doing. But instead of saying star, okay, I could do star, but that would just copy everything on its own from transactions. Instead of doing that, I want to say transaction ID. Come on now, work with me. Transaction ID. Next one is transaction date, which I'm going to copy from here, which is my massaged date. And then the next one is amount. And then the next one is transaction type. And then bank account ID from transactions. Okay, so there's my entire statement. Let me run this, and hopefully that works. It says 9 rows affected. Now let me say select star from transactions backup. And you can see that now all the dates inside of here, all these rows have been copied from the transactions table, and all the dates have been changed. We've rolled them up into being the 15th of the month of the corresponding month of the transaction. So there we go. We've now created our transactions backup roll-up table. How cool is that? Great. So hopefully you like that stuff. Hopefully that was helpful, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next lesson. Bye for now.